In real estate, the timing is everything. And in Dubai's real estate, if you are ignoring this particular project, then you are losing big time, because this project is taking Dubai's real estate game to another level, and it is available at early stage of the project. So if you really want to make a big money, then this is the project that you should be looking at. And by the way, this is an ultra luxurious project. I'm talking about a project by Emaar called the Oasis. In today's video, I'm going to explain everything about Emaar Oasis, why you should be looking at this project very seriously. I'm sure if you are looking at the Emaar's history, you know what I'm talking about, but still, I will go down into details why this project is very crucial, very important from an investment point of view, from the location point of view, from the offering point of view, and I'll tell you the project comparisons also, which all other projects that you can compare with this, what has been the trajectory of those projects in terms of the pricing, in terms of the sizes of the product, why this particular project stands out in the competition. So stay tuned till the end of the video, because I'm going to give you a lot of information which would help you to make a wise decision, probably going in for the next launch in Emaar Oasis. Hello everyone, this is Sandeep here and welcome once again to my channel. In our channel, you get the expert advice which I have got from my 12 years of experience in Dubai's real estate. So stay tuned and keep watching. So Oasis is basically a new project offering which Emaar has launched last year, and they have already sold out with a couple of phases as well. And what is the need that we are discussing this project right now is because there has been a lot of transactions happening in this particular project, Emaar Oasis, and also Emaar has upgraded the master plan of this community. Now Oasis was earlier supposed to have 7,000 odd units in the community of 100 million square feet, roughly 100 million square feet. Now they're coming up with only 3,100 units, and that is the reason, because it would have 7,000 plus units, then okay, probably that would have been similar to Dubai Hills Estates by Emaar again, but then you're looking at 3,100 units only in a community which is of equal size of Dubai Hills Estate. Now mind you, Dubai Hills Estate offers 35,000 plus units in the similar size of community. Here you are getting almost 10% of it, and this development has came in recently. So that's the reason why we are discussing Emaar Oasis today. In terms of location, this particular project sits in a very good location which could be the center of Dubai in the future. Why I'm saying that? Let me take you on the Google Maps and show you the exact location of Emaar Oasis before we get into the details of the project. So this is the map of Dubai. Now Emaar Oasis is coming up here. So this particular patch is Emaar Oasis. Now it has a very close proximity to a couple of major, I would say, key potential areas of the future. One is your Al Maktoum International Airport, which is right here. The second is Expo City, which is again here, which is again an exhibition center. Then you have a very close proximity to Jabal Ali Free Zone, which is all this area. Also, you have a very close proximity to Palm Jabal Ali. Now, these are going to be the major attractions in the future, especially Palm Jabal Ali, which is going to be twice the size of Palm Jumeirah. Then again, Al Maktoum International Airport, that's going to be the world's biggest airport in the future. So Emaar Oasis enjoys a very good location. It is connected via two major highways. One is your 611, which is right here. Then you have 311, which is again here. And there is a major infrastructure upgradation project which is going on at this point of time, that is connecting this location like Emaar Oasis via this road, which is going to be an Al Fay road. So that's going to connect Jumeirah Village Circle, Jumeirah Golf Estate and everything to this particular location of Emaar Oasis. So in terms of location, it is very, you can say it is nestled between a couple of other projects. Namely, you have Damak Lagoons on this side, then you have Tilal Al Gaf, which is here, then you have Jumeirah Golf Estate here. In the future, there's going to be a polo club that's going to coming up again by Emaar next to Oasis. The Heights projects that is coming up here. There is the Mac Riverside, which is project again coming up next to the Oasis. So in terms of location, it has a very good location, very promising. And the reason I said this could be the center of future Dubai is currently we call that as center of Dubai as this, which is Dubai Hills Estates, which is again, let's say, a 30 minutes to Al Maktoum International Airport and 30 minutes to Dubai International Airport. Now, since Dubai is growing towards south, then probably this center would shift somewhere here. So if I have to talk about this location, probably this could be the center in the future, as there's a lot of development which is happening in this part of the city. So in terms of location, it has a very good location. Now let me just zoom in and tell you what kind of area Emaar Oasis has. Now you can see on the screen, this entire thing is the Oasis by Emaar. Now here you have the Mac Lagoons, which is on this side. Then I told you this is Riverside, and then the Polo Club by Emaar, that is gonna be coming up here. So you see, in terms of size, this is almost 92 million square feet, which Dubai Hills Estate is almost 110 million square feet. So you're looking at similar size of Dubai Hills Estate, but very low density. And that's how the luxury comes in. I would say ultra luxury comes in, because whenever you're looking at the smaller size units, you would have those in more in number. But here you have only 3,100 units spread over 92 million square feet. Now there's another important fact about this particular project is the construction area as well as the open area, the relation between these two. More the open area, you will get more space to enjoy. You'll feel more luxurious, because when we talk about a luxury villa and a regular villa, the major difference comes into the plot size and the built up area. Now here you are looking at a very decent, I would say not decent, very good plot sizes when we compare this product to the other products in the market. Let me show you on the master plan of Oasis what is the basic ratio between the open space and the construction space. So out of 92 million odd square feet, you have almost 27% of infrastructure and utility. You have 25% of parks and open areas, and you have 3% of public facilities. If I combine this together, we're looking at somewhere 55% of the area is occupied by the open area, the green spaces and a lot of other things. The another important fact that you need to look at is there is 45.2% residential area. Now the good thing about Oasis project is their FAR is less than 1. So basically, if you are looking at a 10,000 square feet plot area, your construction is very less on that particular plot size itself. So out of this 45.2% also, you're looking at close to only 30% of the area that is actually being built. So if I'm talking about a 4-bedroom unit, you're looking at close to around 10,000 square feet plot size. Out of that also only 7,000 is your built up. Now in that also built up, we need to understand built up is basically ground plus first floor and basement as well. So 7,000 combining first floor, your ground and basement. Now having said that, your area which is open actually goes much higher than what you are getting in the other product. If I have to give you roughly estimate of the open space in the entire project, we're looking at close to 70% open area and only 20 to 30% construction. So now you can imagine in a 92 million square feet land parcel, you have the construction only around 20 to 30%. Rest everything is your open areas, the water bodies, the recreation facilities, and the amenities for you to use. And that is the reason why this falls into the ultra luxurious category. Now, when I say this particular project falls into ultra luxurious category, let's try and find out what other projects we can compare this project with. There are a couple of other projects in Dubai, mainly District 1 West. We can say that is on the equal scale. Dubai Hills Estates, only the side which is on the golf course side. A couple of projects there we can consider. This particular project can be termed as a replica or an upgraded version of Jumeirah Island also. So let's go and see on the map where are these projects located, and then let's compare Emaar Oasis with the projects that we mentioned. We can also compare this with Acres Estate by Miras. We are not looking at the smaller plot size products. We are only looking at something which is on the larger scale plot size. So that's the reason we are comparing this with District 1 West. We are comparing this with Golf Place in Dubai Hills Estate. We're going to compare with Acres Estate and Jumeirah Islands. So let's see about these projects on the map, and then let's get into the details of those. So first we'll talk about Jumeirah Island, which is located here. Now Jumeirah Island basically is you can say a very old community, but the USP of this particular project is the water bodies that it has. Throughout the community, everywhere the water is flowing. Water is there. I would not say it is flowing because there have been a lot of complaints about the stagnant water. Now this particular issue has been resolved in Emaar Oasis. How, I would tell you in the later part of the video. But yeah, this particular project is very close to the Sheikh Zayed Road, very good located. The access to rest of the city is very good from Jumeirah Islands. The plot sizes here, we're looking at somewhere around 8,000 to going up to around 12,000, 14,000. That's the plot size. The built up is small, which we're looking at around 5,000 to 7,000 square feet of the sizes. And as per today's market, the price range that we're looking at in Jumeirah Island is, we're looking at a 4-bedroom, lowest possible price somewhere around 17 to 18 million dirhams. 5-bedroom, we're looking at around 21 million dirhams, and 6-bedroom, we're looking at around 28 million dirhams. Now I'm giving you these prices just for you to store it down in your memory and compare those with the Oasis when we start looking at the prices and the other details of the Oasis. So Jumeirah Island, we're looking at between 17 million going up to 28 million. That would be the price range. Location is, it's very good, but the flip side of this is very kind of old community. The infrastructure or the materials those are being used are quite old. A lot of people have done the upgradation work in Jumeirah Island as well. So this was about the first thing that we can compare Emaar Oasis with. Many of you might say that, okay, why we are not comparing it with Emirates Hills? So Emirates Hills is an entirely different product. It's mansions only. So we technically cannot compare that with Emaar Oasis, because here we have the smaller, comparatively when we compare to the Emirates Hills, smaller units as well. So we are not looking at Emirates Hills. Now second project that we can compare Oasis with is District 1 West. And let me show you what District 1 West had to offer and what were the sizes and prices in District 1 West. District 1 West is the second project, as I told you, which we can compare with Emaar Oasis. Now it is located here. As you can see, this is District 1 West. This is District 1, which is already done. Now District 1 West, the proximity to downtown is the biggest advantage because it is very close to downtown. So District 1 West had 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom independent villas and 7-bedroom mansions. Now 4-bedroom independent villa had a built-up area of 6,300, plot of around 6,600 to 7,000 square feet. 5-bedroom had a built-up area of around 7,100 square feet. Plot we're looking at around 8,000 square feet. 6-bedroom had a built-up area of around 11,000 square feet, and the plot area roughly around 12,000 square feet. 7-bedroom mansions, the built-up area was around 21,000 square feet, and the plots were around 14,000 to 16,000 square feet. Now, if we talk about the pricing of 4-bedroom, they started in phase 1 with around 8 million, 8.5 million. In phase 2, it went up to 11 million. 4-bedroom unit. 5-bedroom was in the range of around 15 million dirhams. 6-bedroom we had units of 30 million dirhams, and 7-bedroom mansions were in the range of 55 to 67 million dirhams. Now, the advantage with District 1 West is basically you have a very close proximity to downtown Dubai, the existing center of Dubai, or center of attraction, I would say. And also, the number of units were not that high. It had only a couple of clusters, and those are pretty much already sold out. Now, this was District 1 West, which can be compared to Emaar Oasis. The third project which can be compared is basically again an offering by Emaar in Dubai Hills Estates. Now, Dubai Hills Estates, if I have to show you, is exactly here, wherein you have, you know all about Dubai Hills Estate by now. So in this part of the community, which is the golf course community, Emaar had a bigger sized units. Let's take an example of Golf Place, which was one of the Emaar's project. Now, why I'm taking an example from Emaar's community is I wanted to show you what is the difference that Emaar has done from their previous projects and in Oasis. So in Golf Place, also they had different type of units, mainly 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom villas. So built up areas of 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom were like 4-bedroom was going for 5,300 square feet, 5-bedroom was going for around 6,500 square feet, and 6-bedroom was going for around 9,000 square feet. If I have to talk about the plot sizes, then 4-bedroom were around 7,200, 5-bedrooms were around 7,500, and then 6-bedroom units were going for a plot size of roughly around 9,000 going up to 11,000 square feet. If I have to talk about the existing market prices of 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom units, we are looking at starting from 18 million, that's the lowest available on the market right now, going up to all the way to 30 million dirhams. So now we have seen the different projects wherein we can compare Emaar Oasis with. We have seen Jumeirah Island, we have seen Dubai Hills Estate, we have seen District 1 West. Now, another project that we can compare Emaar Oasis with is the Acres Estates, not the entire Acres, because Acres has smaller sized units as well, but Acres Estate is very luxurious within the Acres community and it has bigger sized units. Acres Estate is basically located on 611. If you see, this is the area where the Acres project by Miras is coming. Now, if I have to show you this particular project with reference to Emaar Oasis, then so Emaar Oasis is this one and Acres is here. So you have couple of communities in between. This is more closer to the Al Maktoum International Airport. Now in Acres, it's again a very green community that Miras has come up with, very limited number of units, and Acres Estate itself has very limited number of units. I'll just show you the master plan of Acres Estate so you can understand what kind of community we're talking about. What you see on your screen is the master plan of Acres community. Now Acres Estate is basically the central part of the community, which goes like this and it comes like this. Rest, these are the independent villas. So here also they have a very limited number of units, around 1200 odd units, and that's the reason we can compare this Acres Estate with Emaar Oasis. Now if I have to talk about Acres as in project, they have again 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom independent villas. For a 5-bedroom unit, you're looking at around 9,000 square feet of plot, and for a 6-bedroom, you're looking at around 10,000 to 11,000 square feet of plot. Now, because this has similar kind of plots that we are talking about in Oasis, we can compare this. So just to sum up, we had seen what all Emaar Oasis we can compare with, and now let's go and see what exactly Emaar Oasis is offering you, and then see how Emaar Oasis is or could be better than its competition and in what aspects. So let's go. Before going on to the actual product details of Oasis, let's understand how the master plan is spread, what has been launched so far, and what we can expect. So on your screen, what you see is the master plan of Oasis. Again, this is not the complete one, because this basically is your location. It goes further down also. So they have launched so far 3 phases. Phase 1 was this, wherein they launched Palmyra 1, 2, 3, and then launched Mirage and La Vita. Palmyra 1, 2, 3 were 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom units. Mirage also 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom, and La Vita, which is basically here, were the mansions only, 7 bedrooms. Then they launched phase 2 called Address Villas, which are like first address branded villas in Oasis. And the last and recent phase which they launched was this, which is the Palace branded villas in Oasis. Now what you can expect in the future is there's something is gonna come up here, and then probably you will have 2 phases. One is here, one is here. So there are still a couple of clusters to be launched in Oasis. So there is an opportunity for you to capture, because the prices, if I have to tell you, a 4-bedroom in phase 1 in Palmyra was going on somewhere between 8.5 million. Last launch in Palace, a 4-bedroom is going on for around 13.3 million dirhams. Now you see the growth in the prices is ongoing, and that is the best thing about Emaar. With every new launch, they increase the pricing so that you or someone like you who has invested in the previous phases can make money out of it. So if you still really want to make money on this particular project, you still have a chance and grab an opportunity the first thing they launch in the next cluster, because then after that probably you would be left with only 2 clusters. So whatever is coming up next in Emaar Oasis, that should be on your radar and you should be looking at that. Here, if I have to explain more about the master plan, you see they have done a lot of water bodies. The idea or the intention behind reducing the number of units from 7,100 to 3,100 is to offer you more recreational spaces, to offer you more water bodies. Now, I mentioned earlier in the earlier part of the video that in some of the communities such as Jumeirah Island or other lake communities, the stagnation of water is an issue. Now that issue has been tackled in Emaar Oasis, where they are doing the project in such a way that there would be an water flow continuation. So basically water will be flowing. They have made a different levels so that the water is flowing from down like this, and then it is pumped up again, so there won't be an issue of stagnation. And that brings me to tell you another. They have a very unique product which I came across for the first time. They have a drop down layout in the recent launch Palace. I'll go to that layout in the later part of the video, but that's very interesting. I have never seen that kind of layouts anywhere in Dubai. There's another thing which I have never seen anywhere in Dubai, that is a 4-bedroom villa with a basement. Now, till now, Dubai had 4 bedrooms with roof access, mainly in District 1 West. They had a 4-bedroom unit with the roof, but no one in Dubai had offered a 4-bedroom independent villa with a basement. And that is something which you as an investor should look at, because obviously if you have something in limited number, then obviously the price of that or the demand for that is always on the higher side, and not everyone can go for a 6-bedroom. A lot of people, they do want a basement, but they cannot go for a 6-bedroom. Maybe there can be a budget option, or maybe there can be not a need or not that big family. So a 4-bedroom with a basement is something which is a very good, which Emaar has got into this. So coming back to the master plan, yes, it has a lot of water bodies. It will have a lot of recreational areas. You can see a lot of open spaces have also been given. So now what I'll do is I'll take you to the layouts of what Emaar has launched recently, which is Palace. I'll also show you how does the units look like, the facade, the exterior, and then I'll take you to the layouts, because remember I told you about the drop down layout, which is something unique in Dubai's real estate. So let me explain you that, and then once we're done with the layouts, I'll tell you about the pricing, and then we can sum up the discussion. So let's look at the layout of Palace. This is what Emaar launched recently. As I told you, you can see at the bottom, this is the entire master plan. So this is phase 1, launched, all sold out already. This is phase 2, which is address branded villas, again sold out. And then you are looking at this, which is Palace. Now here, this is the master plan of Palace villas, wherein you can see the complete, like these are the water bodies. You have water bodies here, the water bodies here. Again, in between you have water bodies, then water body here as well. Then you have a beach area here, then water bodies throughout here. Then you have water bodies in every pocket. So basically, every unit in Oasis is a waterfront, except few which are somewhere here, which are bigger units facing the park. But you see, the layout is done in such a way that, especially the units like this, you can see what is the plot size. It's huge. You're looking at a very big plot size that gives you an ample space to use for your own uses. Maybe it's, you're gonna have a majlis out there, or you would want to have an open backyard just for your swimming pool or stuff like that. It is of a very big use. Now, if I have to show you the facades or the layouts, how they look like, the exteriors are like this. Now in this, it has a very modern feel and look. You can see a lot of glass work is done. This is the 5-bedroom, which is facing the back from the backyard, and this is one of the exteriors as well. So the layouts in the Oasis are very modern as compared to the other layouts. If you can compare, maybe something similar was we have seen in District 1 West as well. A lot of modern exterior. Now the important point that I wanted to discuss is about the layouts, because here the layouts are very unique. Now if I have to, this is the one that I was talking about, the 4-bedroom with the basement. Now here you see the average plot size is close to 9,100 for a 4-bedroom. Average built up is 7,200. Now if you recall, the plot sizes in District 1 West for 4-bedroom, it was around 6,500. In Jumeirah Island, it was around 8,000. In Golf Place, it was around 7,000. Now here you're looking at a plot size of 9,000. That's biggest of all. Now if you look at of the built up area also, here it is 7,287. If you recall, again go back to the previous comparisons that we have done. In District 1, it was around 6,000, roughly 6,000 to 6,500 built up area. In Jumeirah Island, it was around 5,000 to 6,000. In Dubai Hills Estates, Golf Place, we had a built up area of 5,300. So in terms of built up as well as in terms of plot, this is best amongst the comparison. Now let's understand the floor plans. Now in 4-bedroom with the basement, let me explain you the basement layout first. See here, they're calling it as a drop down layout, because here in the basement also you will get an sunlight. And how they have managed to do it is, because let me just, okay, so this portion is open to top, so it's an hollow area, so you can get a direct sunlight from the top. And then on the basement they have given you a proper kitchen setup of living area and a maid's room as well. Now on the ground floor, let's see how that has reflected. It's basically the open to below area is where the light is going down to the basement. So typical again layout, you have a kitchen setup, family living, dining, a show kitchen as well, and a powder room and entrance to the backyard. So if I have to differentiate between the 4-bedroom in Oasis and 4-bedroom in the others, the main difference is basically the basement, which gives you a much more space to use, because it has a massive 650 square feet of living area, and it can get a natural light as well, because generally in the basements you don't get the natural lights. And again, typical first floor layout. I don't want to get into the details of how it has space, but again, it is very spacious one. Same goes with the 5-bedroom layouts as well. Now, in the 5-bedroom by Oasis, you have an average plot size of 9,500 square feet and a built-up of 7,900, which is close to 8,000 square feet of built-up area. Now, let's go back to the previous comparison again and see what the 5 bedrooms in the other projects that we compared had to offer. Now, if we talk about District 1, Jumeirah Island and Golf Place and Acres. So, if I have to talk about the built-up areas, District 1 has around 7,000 square feet built-up area. Jumeirah Island has around 6,000. Golf Place around 6,800. And Acres Estates around 7,200. So, we are looking at somewhere between 6,000 to 7,000 as in built-up area. Whereas here, you're looking at almost 8,000 square feet of built-up area. Again, you're getting bigger units. Now, let's talk about the plot sizes. In District 1, 5-bedroom independent villa had a plot size of around 8,000 square feet. Jumeirah Island has an exception. Jumeirah Island 5-bedroom plot sizes are much bigger. In some of the cases, you can get up to 10,000 to 11,000 square feet plot. In Golf Place, you're looking at around 7,500 to 8,000 square feet plot. In Acres Estate, you're looking at around 9,500, something similar. So again, in 5-bedroom, this one is lesser only as compared to Jumeirah Island. But again, Jumeirah Island, as I said, it's quite old community, very contemporary layouts, and again, water stagnation. So here it is 9,500. Let's quickly run through the floor plan. Very typical layout, as you see. Now in 5-bedroom also, this has two options, one with basement and one without basement. So this one is, I believe, without the basement. Typical layouts, which really so you get a roof access. If a unit is without basement, you get a roof access. On the roof, you have a massive 860 square feet usable area, which you can use it as in maybe a gym or a party hall if you want to. Then you have a 5-bedroom with basement also. Now here again, the plot size. Now look at the plot size has gone up. It is around 11,500 square feet of plot, built up for around 10,350. Here, let me quickly show you the basement layout, because then you can relate it to the other projects. Now here you can see a massive basement wherein they have given you a kitchen, complete dual kitchen. You can see a kitchen layout is here. Then, so basically in any unit, when it's on the ground floor, you give a show kitchen and a prep kitchen. Now you have got a show kitchen and prep kitchen in the basement as well. And again, then you have a living area, then you have a study room, then you have a store as well. So they have made sure that you can use it in a different way. I don't know if this would be applicable in Dubai's real estate, but a lot of basement units in United States or Canada, they generally rent it out to different person. Now, given the nature of this product, which is very ultra luxury, I don't think anyone would rent to their basements, but there is a possibility. If you want, you can, because you have got a proper setup here. Again, if you go to the first floor or the ground floor, now here also you have got a very good, or you can say even layout. Here also you get a kitchen and a show kitchen as well. So basically you got 2 kitchens in the basement and 2 kitchens on the ground floor. So maybe if you want, you can rent out the options, and that gives you an additional advantage over the other products. Let's quickly go to the 6-bedroom layout. Now this is a 5-bedroom drop type, wherein you get a drop layout, which is, this is the basement. So basically another advantage of drop layout is your basement would be your ground level. So meaning there would be an inclined layouts, wherein on the basement, so here you see a swimming pool, it's on the basement, so you cannot have a swimming pool in the basement. So basically basement is on the ground floor. So that's the new thing that you can get in Dubai's real estate. No one has done it before. So you on the basement you have again a typical layout of kitchen and living area and the swimming pool as well. And on the ground floor, you see this is in a lighter shade. So basically that's below. So that's the advantage of a drop layout. This is about 5 bedroom. Then let's go for a 6 bedroom quickly. A 6 bedroom average plot size here is 14,800 square feet and a built up is around 12,800 square feet. Again, I would like to draw a comparison between this option and the previous comparison points. So in District 1, a 6 bedroom unit had a built up area of around 11,000 square feet and plot area of around 10,000 to 11,000 square feet. In Jumeirah Island, some of the units which are on the market, you can see a built up area of around 6,000 to 7,000 square feet and the plot area of around 11,000 square feet. In Golf Place, you can have a 6 bedroom unit with a plot size of around 10,000 square feet and built up area of around 9,000 square feet. In Acres Estates, you can get a 6 bedroom with a built up of around 7,800 and plot of around 11,000. In all the options, 14,800 was nowhere to seen. So again, a 6 bedroom plot size in Emaar Oasis is much bigger than all other comparisons. Layouts again typical. They do have a similar ground floor, basement. Again here also you can see massive. See, this is the advantage. They are giving you a massive advantage compared to the rest of the market, and that would help you while you are doing a resale of it, or that will add up to your product value, because you don't get these layouts anywhere in Dubai. And that is what makes Emaar Oasis a perfect choice. Now we have seen the sizes and comparison of Emaar Oasis as well as the other projects. Let's go to the prices now. Now let's talk about the pricing. When I'm looking at a 4 bedroom unit in Emaar Oasis, we're looking at a price of around 13.3 million, let's say 13.5 million. When you look at the similar projects we compared, District 1, it was launched at around 12 million in phase 2. In Jumeirah Island, we're looking at similar 4 bedroom unit with lesser plot sizes and built ups, currently going on around 17 to 18 million dirhams. In Golf Place in Dubai Hills Estate, the 4 bedroom with the sizes that I mentioned is going for 18 million. So comparatively, the price here is cheaper and you're getting a bigger plot and better built up. When you talk about a 5 bedroom unit, you're looking at close to around 14.5 to 15 million dirhams in Oasis, whereas in District 1, a 5 bedroom was around 15 million to 18 million. In Jumeirah Island, we are looking at around 18 to 20 million, the ready ones. In Golf Place, again, we are looking at around 20 million. And in Acres Estates, the 5 bedroom was going for 16 million. So again, a 5 bedroom here is cheaper with bigger and better built up and plot sizes. Whereas when we talk about a 6 bedroom unit here in Emaar Oasis, we are looking at around 24 million dirhams. Whereas in District 1, a 6 bedroom was 30 million dirhams. In Jumeirah Island, again, we're looking at around 28 million dirhams, which is ongoing market price for the similar sized units. And in Golf Place, again, we're looking at 25 to 28 million. And Acres Estate, we had looked at around 20 million dirhams. So in total, in Oasis, the prices are still cheaper than the rest of the market that is offering, with better plot sizes, bigger layouts, and less number of units, making it more ultra luxurious ones. So in total, if I have to sum it up, Emaar Oasis is a project wherein you can make a lot of money, because they are offering a product which is nowhere to find in the market, especially the features which are like a 3,100 units in entire 92 million square feet, biggest plot sizes, biggest built up areas with a lesser per square feet pricing. We're looking at around 1,700 dirhams per square feet pricing in Oasis today. It is very well or strategically located, I would say, very close to Al Maktoum International Airport, very close to Palm Jebel Ali, very close to Expo City, and again, it has a very great connectivity. So if you are looking at an investment that could really make you fortune, then this is the one which you should be looking at, because already people who bought in phase 1 of Oasis, they are sitting at a premium of roughly around 30 to 40%. 4-bedroom in phase 1 was sold at 8.5 million. In Palace, it was sold for 13.5 million. So basically, the prices are appreciating, and those will be appreciating in the future as well. So if you want to make a good returns out of your investment, or if you want really a good or ultra luxurious project, something for yourself, then Oasis by Emaar is the one. And in this video, I tried to touch upon all the aspects that we should be talking about before going on for such a big ticket sized product, and I hope you have understood the entire project in detail. If you still have any questions, you can contact me on the number which is on the screen now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comment section on which topic you would want us to make a detailed video, so that we can do it and upload it on our channels. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.